He that the Son set free, free indeed. Freedom,
Got a lot.
saith the Lord. Freedom, singing my freedom, oh freedom, saith the Lord. Give me all the freedom. I'm singing my freedom, oh freedom. Said the Lord, Jesus was born in Bethlehem. He had a mania for freedom.
Had tears in our eyes, and joined together to sing it, but we still decided to sing it. We shall overcome. No, before this victory is won, some will have to get thrown in jail some more, but we shall overcome. Don't worry about us. Before the victory is won, some of us will lose jobs, but we shall overcome. Before the victory is won, even some will have to face physical death. Physical death is the price that some must pay to free their children from a permanent psychological death. Then nothing shall be more redemptive. We shall overcome. Before the victory is won, some will be misunderstood and called bad names and dismissed as rabble-rousers and agitators, but we shall overcome. And I'll tell you why. We shall overcome because the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends toward justice. We shall overcome because Carlyle is right. No lie can live forever. We shall overcome because William Cullen Bryant is right. Truth crushed to earth will rise again. We shall overcome because James Russell Lowell is right. Truth forever on the scaffold, wrong forever on the throne. Yet that scaffold sways the future. Behind the dim unknown standeth God within the shadow, keeping watch above his own. We shall overcome because the Bible is right. You shall reap what you sow. We shall overcome. Deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome. With this faith, we will go out and adjourn the councils of despair, bring new light into the dark chambers of pessimism. We will be able to rise from the fatigue of despair to the buoyancy of hope. And this will be a great America. We will be the participants in making it so. And so as I leave you this evening, I say, walk together, children. Don't you get weary. There's a great camp meeting in the palace.
Joining us again in another segment of the Grant Brothers Bluff City Report. We have a very special program today that we're going to be highlighting, and we hope that you will enjoy this show today. My name is Greg Grant. I'm the host, and I have somebody special today with me. That's my nephew. He's Alonzo Grant IV.
Yes, sir.
That means there were 3 others before he got here. And we're so happy to have him today. And if you don't mind, Zoe, tell the audience who you are, what school you attend, and in fact, what would you like to be when you grow up?
My name is Alonzo Grant IV. I attend Houston High School in Germantown, Tennessee. And when I get older, I would like to be a computer programmer.
Well, good. We got a lot of work for you around here because we've got a bunch of computers and we do need to bring somebody, and the good news is we'll get the services for free because he's my nephew and he's not going to charge us anything. With that said, I'd like to introduce to you now our co-host, my oldest brother, Alonzo Grant III.
Greg, how you doing?
Good. We got your son here. Boy, he's almost bigger than you.
He is.
Yeah,
I think he's past almost.
Is that right? Well, you know, in our last segment, we talked about quite a few things here in the city of Memphis, and based on what I can see, things are kind of improving. Correct. And of course, we set out some solutions as to what we think some of the solutions ought to be in the city of Memphis, and we feel like the city administration has taken note of this program and they're using some of the solutions that we've come up with. And we know we had a rough 2016. The murder rate was up pretty high.
Yes.
But based on the statistical information, things are slowing down now. The police have gotten a little bit smarter, and I think our city administration has gotten smarter. So we're awfully grateful for that. In our last segment, we talked about our upcoming Black History program next month on the 19th at the Faith Temple Church on the corner of Ellis Presley and Holmes Road. And we certainly want to invite you to come out and be a part of this. It's an annual citywide Black History program. And we've invited the entire city to come out and be a part of this program. And in our next program, we'll be talking a little bit more about who the participants are going to be, who the honorees are going to be, and we certainly would like for you to come out and join us. So Alonzo, this week, tell us what you know. Tell me something that I don't know.
Well, you probably know this. We were at the Dr. King breakfast on this morning, and the mayor was there also, Mayor Jim Strickland, and I can say, as you forestated, that the mayor seems very, very engaged in what's going on in the city. And I feel like if we give the mayor a decent shot, then there's going to be some changes in the city of Memphis. I really do believe that.
Giving him an opportunity to govern. And I would like to say we had almost 500 people at the breakfast this morning.
Yes, it was nice.
And our goal is to have raised $50,000. And a part of that $50,000, it was our goal to write a check to the college, for Lamorno College, of $25,000. I think we got pretty close to that goal this morning.
We did.
Yeah. And it was a good program, a nice facility at the Holiday Inn's University, and we had a great crowd and a great speaker. You know, at the very beginning of the program, I said we're going to have something special. And you talk about basketball and football and baseball in this city, but this city is a basketball town.
It is. It always has been.
Yeah. So your favorite team, I know it's Memphis Grizzlies, right?
No.
We got to kick him off the show because he's pledging his allegiances to somebody other than the Grizzlies. But we've always said that Memphis is a basketball city. It's a basketball hub. It's a place where young talent is developed. And we have a lot of young people in this city that play well in sports, and more specifically in basketball. We have a special guest with us here today, a very dear friend of mine that I've been knowing since junior high school. And he comes to us in the person of Howard Richardson. Well, let me tell you a little bit about Howard Richardson. Howard Richardson, in and of himself, is a very prolific basketball player. Back in the 70s, before I knew how to dribble a ball, I called on Howard, and he had his teaching opportunities where he could kind of teach us how to play basketball. And he taught me that crossover, and that fadeaway jump shot, and that set shot. And Howard Richardson was a great basketball player for the Riverview Junior High School Vikings. A lot of the kids that are playing for him today, they don't really realize how many games he saved where we were like losing. And in the fourth quarter, he'd come in and do all those fancy dribblings, and maybe he may demonstrate some of that today and show these young people just how it was back in the 70s. In the late 60s. I don't know if anything has changed. One thing I can say, back then, when you slam dunk, it was illegal, wasn't it? Back in the 60s?
It was illegal.
So
in
Howard,
high school.
Yeah, in high school. And Howard Richardson was slam dunking way back then. And it was sort of like a technical foul. So today he's going to come in. He's going to talk about the program. I'm so proud of him. He's just a great friend. And when you have a friend for life. And I tell you the group that he represents today, it's called Team Tennessee Glory Richardson. So at this time, I'd like for all of you out here to help me welcome Coach Howard Richardson. Let's give him a big hand. Coach,
Appreciate it.
how you
Appreciate
feel?
it.
How
Everything's
you
good.
feel?
Everything's
How are
good.
we?
You know my brother?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Good, good.
Well, have a seat. We'd like to know more about Team Tennessee Glory, Richardson. I don't know at this late date in my life in 2017 if I could make the cut, but I would certainly try. So basically the age group that you work with would probably rule me out, but I'd like for you to talk about what you do.
Okay. Well, basically, Team Tennessee Glory is a travel college exposure team. Our ultimate goal is for all of our players to someday receive a college scholarship. That's why we do what we do. Now, in order to do that, we concentrate on events that are college exposure events. And of course, you have to practice and play other tournaments leading up to those, but those are the ones we focus on. And normally, there is an event in April, and then also like 3 weeks in July where they have college exposure events. And the college exposure events, like the ones that we go to in Atlanta, which is a tip-off class, you're probably going to have anywhere from 300 to 400 teams, and you're probably going to have anywhere from 200 to 300 college coaches.
Wow.
And they just sit up in the gym and they just watch you play, and that's an opportunity for you to show your skills in front of coaches. Because a lot of times when they're playing on their school teams, it's during the same time college basketball season is going on, so the coaches don't get a chance to get out as much. So in these summer and spring evaluation periods, all the coaches are out looking at kids, and if they identify somebody they like, also put their information on the website and also on the roster so they can contact them via email, telephone, text message, or whatnot, and they track them off. And in the past 4 years, we've been fortunate that all of our rising seniors have received a scholarship over the last 4 years.
Really?
One young lady, she opted to go in track instead of basketball, but she would have gotten a basketball scholarship had she not chosen. So we've been very, very, very fortunate in what we do as far as getting girls in school.
So is it exclusively for the young ladies, and what's the age group?
Okay, we play 17 and under, and this will probably be our first year where we have 17 and under. We normally have younger players, and as later on when I introduce the players, they're juniors now. When they started, they were like freshmen. Wow. But they was playing against rising seniors, which is a very daunting task because you're playing against girls that have been playing really high school ball for a couple of years. They're bigger, stronger. But we started off when they were freshmen, and every year they learn to get better. And I'm looking for a good year this year.
Good.
And as a matter of fact, we capped off last year with a win. We played in the basketball on the Bayou in New Orleans, July 23rd through the 25th, and we won our bracket, which is all the years we've been playing college exposure, which has been probably 7 years. That's the first time we've ever won our bracket in college.
Wow, that's a big deal. How about a hand for that?
So now, in the midst of all the bad things that's going around the city of Memphis, there's still some good stuff happening.
There's a lot of good stuff.
In and around the city of Memphis.
It is.
And people like you promote it.
Well, I think I just got a good group of players, and I got a good group of parents.
We're going to let you bring them on because they look good over
Well, let me ask you this one question before you go. How do you all finance all of this activity? Is it government sponsored? The governor writes you a check and help you take care of this, or do you raise money, or how do you do this?
Okay, what we do is our parents normally just pay a fee, and that fee covers all of our expenses, which we have expenses for. These college exposure events can run anywhere from $600 to $1,000.
So would you be amenable to taking donations?
And we would be very much amenable.
So why don't we put a number out, maybe to call if somebody's interested in helping sponsor one of the team players or the entire team. We put your number out and maybe they can call and help sponsor.
That's what we do. Like I said, we are what's called a grassroots organization.
Right.
Like we collect fees from each player and sponsors. Now you got a lot of the teams out there that's really sponsored by the shoe companies like Nike and Adidas like that. But normally they're going to get the top players in the country, put all of them on one team like this. So we're not fortunate to do this. Yeah. But we go out and compete against some teams, and I think our team could play with anybody, and that's how I feel about it.
I believe it.
Well, I'll tell you what, before you leave today, I want you to give Alonzo all your information, your mailing address, and the Grant brothers would like to make a contribution and send you a check for $300.
Thank
Is
you
that a
very
problem?
much.
I mean, would you accept that?
Yes, sir, and we appreciate that.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll send you a check for $300 to help the young people, help these young girls I see. And if we get more people getting behind organizations like this, putting that money where their mouth is, then we'll have more success in this city. So we're going to step up. We're going to show people how we feel and how we think. Howard is a very, very good friend of mine. And this won't be the last contribution that we'll make. In the future, if things going on, you use transportation, you got to go places, right? They can't all fit in your car.
No, our parents drive,
Yeah.
and we just make it happen the best way we can.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, we need to help these folks. What do you
We
think?
got a transportation company.
Yeah,
And we can have,
and we got buses.
Appreciate that.
So we can talk about that, but the first thing we'll do is send Howard Richardson, Tennessee, Team Tennessee Glory. Richardson, we're going to send a $300 check, cashier's check, that we know is good. Send a cashier's check, certified funds, no problem. Don't have to worry about check bouncing or anything like that. It'll be certified coming from Regions Bank. Our word is out there, so we're going to back it up. You okay with that, Zoe? Okay, at this time, I'd like for Coach Howard Richardson to introduce his coaching staff and his team members, and they're going to give us some demonstrations.
You want to come on in?
Yeah, you're introduce them.
Come on in. Have a seat. I'm going to introduce y'all one at a time.
Do anything to the camera. Close up.
Y'all come on in and sit. Have a seat.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Just jump on in. Okay, we're going to start with the coaching staff. To my immediate left is Mr. John Terrell. Coach Terrell has probably been coaching before coffee was even started.
Oh, man.
That's a long time.
That is. Oh, that's
And
good.
the thing about Coach John is he loves these girls and he does anything that he needs to do to help them get in school. He has a lot of resources for his college coaches and like that. He's always on the phone calling coaches about these girls. And a lot of times they don't even know it. But he does things, and he's the type of person that doesn't make a lot of noise. He just does what he do. You don't have to build no monuments or statues for him. He just does what he needs to do to help these girls and to help me. And I couldn't do what I do without him. Because as a head coach, you're spending a lot of balls. There's more than just coaching. You got to make sure people are where they need to be. You got to get rooms. You got to get tournament fees. You got to get all of this. So Coach John Terrell is our coach, assistant coach. Okay, to his left is Shalene Griffin. Shalene started with us last year, and Shalene actually used to play for me like, how many years ago did Shalene? I always get it wrong, so I'm gonna let her say it. I always say like 20 years. She said, Coach, it ain't been that long. But she played for me, how many years ago was that? About 10, 11 years ago. And she showed up at the gym last summer and said she wanted to help out. She's also been a big help as far as coming to practice and working with the girls. And Coach Shalene, she still got something in the tank. She'll get out there and work out with the girls, and she's still a good player. Now, it takes her a little bit longer to warm up now. We have to give her ample warm-up time before she starts playing, and she gets out there and plays with them also, okay? All right. Did y'all want to say anything, coaches? Did y'all got anything y'all need to say?
No, only thing I would like to say is that also, this organization not only teaches on the court, but off the court skills. We're trying to teach life skills that you can use when you become adult and be a productive citizen. We are a Christian organization. Each and every day we practice, we pray after practice. And we want to stress the part about Christianity with our players, because we have to have good life skills to be successful in life. And again, it's just a pleasure working with Coach Richardson. It's hard, believe it or not, very rarely we have a disagreement on how we're going to coach it, our strategies and all. We all on one page. We like for our players to stay on one page. And it's just a joy just to work with him and the kids. Of course, I love each one of them.
All right, Coach Shalene, you got anything you want to add?
I just want to say, like, my first year of working with these girls, they're amazing girls, on the court and outside the court. And I'm very excited for this year coming up. And I'm just ready to get back in the gym.
All righty, okay, we're gonna come back to you later. Let's start to my immediate right here. This is Gigi Lewis. She is our point guard. And she will be a 2018 graduate. And Gigi's sister, who plays at Ole Miss now, started playing with Team Tennessee Glory back when Gigi was like in the 7th grade. Gigi probably was like in the 4th grade. She was running around like little Cacao. We're gonna introduce y'all to Cacao later. And now she will be a rising senior when we start in the fall. So that's how quickly things can happen. She is a good ball handler. You'll see her ball handling skills on display when we finish up. So that's Gigi Lewis. Okay. Next to Gigi is Lindsey Vaughn. Right? Lindsey Vaughn is an exclusive scorer. And if you ever watch us play, she's going to put points on the board. But she does other things too. She rebounds, plays defense, and she's also going to be a rising 2018 senior. So this was her first year playing with us, so we're looking forward to having her back. Okay? Next to her, raise your hand, Scarlett Guest. She is a sophomore. And she kind of played with us off and on last year. That was her first time really playing on the exposure circuit. And we really looking for some big things from Scarlett this year, because we lost a couple of players from last year, and we have to fill those vacancies. So we're looking for some big contributions from Scarlett Guest. Okay, next to her is Annalise Burnett. And I call her Lise from the first day she walked in the gym. It just kind of stuck with me. And when Lise first started playing with us, she was in like the 9th grade. And like I said, she's playing against rising seniors. And one thing I've always liked about Lise, she's going to stay in the gym, and she's not afraid of the moment. And this will be her 3rd year playing with us. She played with us in the 9th grade, and she played with us last year. This will be her 3rd year coming up. So we're looking for some big things from Lise this year, Annalise Burnett. And to her immediate right is Shelby Maddox. And Shelby Maddox is our post presence, but she can also shoot the 15-footer, the 20-footer, and she can shoot threes. So don't let her frame fool you. And that's what happens a lot of times when we playing. They think she's going to go down on the block. She said, I'm going to give y'all a little bit of all of this that I have for y'all. So she's also going to be a 2018 rising senior. And this will be my first year really having a predominantly senior team. I've always had, a younger group, but they paid their dues, and that's why we're looking really forward to this year. Now, these are not all of our players. We're missing a few of them. They all couldn't make it today. Now, I want to talk about my granddaughter down there, Kai. She's going to be an up-and-coming Tennessee Glory player. So we starting her off. I got a little 8 and under team. So we starting out on that. So we like to keep the players coming as these move out. And it's almost sad for me to think about these are going to be leaving. But we always like to have some others coming. And like I said, today we're missing, a few players that's on the team. They had other commitments, but we always like to keep the young ones coming. So Kai Rogers, that's my granddaughter. So she's going to be a rising Tennessee Glory player in the very near future.
So you got some players in the pipeline.
In the pipeline. You always got to have some in the pipeline.
I saw her demonstrating some of her skills, and it would be fitting and proper to allow her to dribble both balls at the same time. I saw that a minute ago. Is that okay?
That's okay.
If we let her come on up, what's her name? Kai?
Tell me your name, Kai.
All right, well, come on up. You're in the pipeline. You'll be on the team pretty soon. And she's going to show you some of the stuff that I attempted to do back in the 70s, 60s. So take it away. Wow. Give her a hand. Oh my God.
Queen of the leg.
we've enjoyed hearing about the team. And we'd like for you, did you give a phone number out for your group?
Greg, I think they're gonna do something.
Yeah, we're gonna let them do it.
Okay, but we do need to get that phone number so folks can call.
All right, you want-
Go ahead.
901-493-3083.
Okay, take it away on the floor. And we'll just
One at a time. Let's do one at a time. Go. You know, get another ball, Gigi? Whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Good job, Gigi. All right, Nancy.
Suck it.
So Scarlett, yes? All right, Sherry, what you gonna do, Sherry? Sherry's a post player, but she can handle the ball, so just show them something, Sherry.
All right. That's going to conclude our show today, Howard. We'd like to stand up for a minute. We'd like to tell you thanks a bunch for bringing your people out. And we want you to give that number out once again so we can pile up those contributions.
Okay, 901-493-3083.
All right.
And I'd like to thank y'all for having me on the show, having the team on the show, and our coaches, because, I mean, we really put a lot of time, that didn't mean a lot to me, so I
And we're going to
appreciate it.
do it again.
Okay.
When you win the championship.
All right, all right.
All right.
That's it.
That's it.
Make sure you give him the address.
Okay, thank you.